Hello, what's up? Welcome to episode 2 of SLC Puck. It's good to have you here. My name's Austin Facer. The date today is April 18th, 2024. How was everybody's day? Did you guys have a good day? Did anything interesting happen to you? Anything you'll remember for a long, long time? Hopefully. I'll tell you what happened to me. The Great Utah Shakeout happened, and as soon as the sirens went off, I went under my desk and I held on for dear life just to get ready for when the big earthquake hits. Oh, and there was one other thing. It was formally announced today that Utah is receiving an NHL franchise. Woo! I used to have cool sound effects here. See, that's not the right one. We'll get this queued up later. But anyway, that was clear. Obviously, the story of the day broke this afternoon around 1:30, between 1:30 and 2, that the NHL Board of Governors formally approved the sale of the now former Arizona Coyotes to an ownership led by Ryan and Ashley Smith, better known as Smith Entertainment Group, here in Salt Lake, with the intention of moving the team to Utah. Pretty exciting stuff. It was the worst kept secret maybe in the history of sports. I think this is something we knew for like 2 weeks was happening. Ryan Smith, very hilariously, I think commented in some setting yesterday. He's like, you shouldn't believe everything you hear on the internet, but this one's true. I think that was almost his exact quote there. We'll jump right into that conversation here in a little bit. Again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. This is episode 2 of SLC Puck. I'm already having a blast doing this little project, hosting the show, doing a little website, trying to design t-shirts. Funny story, I sent a picture of my t-shirt design to former Salt Lake Golden Eagle great. Sorry, this is all so crazy what's happened to me. This has been a whirlwind experience. I don't want to get the name wrong. I'm freaking out already. The microphone's on. His name's Theo Fleury. I'm so mad at myself. I forgot the name. Yeah, I sent a picture of the t-shirt design to Theo Fleury on Twitter, and he's like, "Yo, that's sick. I would love to get one of those shirts." And so now I got to figure out how to print the shirts and get it up to Theo Fleury and whoever else that wants one. I got to figure it out. I think I got a pretty good t-shirt design. I got it made for me by someone on Fiverr, and I think it looks pretty good. So you should see it on my Twitter, SLC Puck. SLCpuck.com is also locked and loaded, ready to go. I got one blog post on there. Probably need to get another one up soon. I'm worried I might have bit off more than I can chew doing this. The interest is so high, and I have a lot of interest in doing this and doing it well. But I also have a life outside of this, so trying to balance that is going to be tricky. But it is exciting stuff. I was talking to my mom about all this, and she was like, "Hey, make sure you tell people that you played hockey growing up, so that they know that you know a little bit about the sport." I think that was something I forgot to mention in the last episode. I played hockey growing up from like age 7 or 8 all the way through senior year of high school. Played I don't even know, like midget major, I think like just A level, not double A or triple A or anything like that. I wasn't that good. I was on a good high school team here in Utah, the Viewmont Vikings. I'll talk more about this in later episodes, but anyway, that's just me qualifying myself here for the purposes of this show. So that's that. Hey, so anyway, back to today's announcement. Tremendously exciting. Twitter was a buzz. Social media was a buzz. In my office at work, I was trying to get people a buzz, and it wasn't that hard. People were really excited. I know, the announcement, I think, was pretty well coordinated. The NHL put out a nice, slick little video that had, Ryan and Ashley Smith expressing their excitement to have an NHL team here. Almost simultaneously, I think they had a link to make a deposit for season tickets. So it's refundable. I don't know what ticket prices are going to be quite yet, but I threw my name in the hat there. So made a deposit. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys updated. If I get it, I think it would probably be helpful for you guys to know what the prices on that are. And I'm happy to share that as soon as that information gets to me. And I'm sure someone will be reaching out to me soon. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Either way, I figure it's a refundable deposit, so we'll see. So if you haven't gotten that yet, I would recommend doing so. According to Ryan Smith, he posted this on Twitter shortly after, 2 hours after the announcement, they had already received 6,000 deposits for season tickets. So clearly this is something that has some steam. If they've already had, 6,000 people willing to put, $200 or, $100, $200 down to get their name on a list for season tickets, I think that says a lot. I think the excitement's there. And it was shared by everybody, and it was a really great moment to be online with everybody and sharing that. I have like a regular job during the day, and I was just trying to stay in the loop as much as I could and just, chime in when and where I could on Twitter. And it was really fun to see it abuzz and see people that I know who love sports, who maybe are not even necessarily hockey fans, but they're really excited about this. I think everybody's really eager to dig their teeth into NHL hockey and hockey overall. And I think this is something that's going to be really positive for the entire hockey scene. I think this is something that's good for the Utah Grizzlies. I think for high school hockey, which was something that was near and dear to me and my family's life for so long. My dad was the president of high school hockey when I was in high school. But I think everybody who loves hockey had the best day of their entire life. And maybe, right? I think it's something that's probably unforgettable for people around here who love hockey. And, and even people who maybe don't, for example, I'll just pull up Twitter here, and my former boss, who I still have a lot of respect for, love very dearly, David Locke, he tweeted something that was, I think, pretty telling. And here, look, I'm going to try out the second screen feature here. Look, we're making technological advancements here. That's my air fryer recipe on orange chicken. That's not what we want. Okay. Sorry, we still got some kinks to sort out. If you want to learn how to air fry orange chicken from Trader Joe's, just let me know. I can send you the link. Apparently I have that. Is this a legit operation or what? Huh? Is this the real deal or what? Anyway, back to what David said. David tweeted, "The biggest day for me in Utah sports was broadcasting live in Washington Square, 1994, I think." This is David talking. "When the IOC chose Salt Lake City for the 2002 Winter Olympics. Today feels like an equally monumental day for Utah sports." And I got to tell you, I think David's right. He's usually right. David's pretty smart. I think he is absolutely right. And I think that this is an announcement that's going to resonate not only for hockey fans, not only for sports fans. Like I think everybody who has anything to do with Salt Lake City or Utah even is going to feel a rippling effect from this. And I'll talk about that a little bit more. I have some outlines here so I don't skip anything. But, I think some key little snippets here to answer some questions that some people have. John Buchagras on, and again, if I say that wrong, John Buchagras, I think that's how you say it. Okay. He had this night. I should know this. So again, and I don't like editing, so I'm going to just keep in my mistakes. You can comment. I don't care. He tweeted, just some real bullet point information here. Ryan and Ashley Smith are the owners of Smith Entertainment Group, not just Ryan. We knew that. The new NHL team will play at Delta Center, which will offer 12,000 unobstructed seats for hockey starting next season. We knew that. We didn't know what the capacity was going to be. It sounds like they have to do some renovations to get to that number of seats being unobstructed too, because there are some sightlines that don't quite work in the upper levels. They're going to have to push in certain sections of the lower bowl. It's a temporary solution for now. We'll get and here's the next bullet point. Smith Entertainment Group is not building a new arena, at least not yet. It's one of the options they have, but the current plan is to renovate Delta Center and play there long term. I think that this is a story to watch too. I think this is going to be really interesting how this unfolds. And I think right now we don't know a lot. We know there's a plan to have either a revitalized Delta Center or a new arena somewhere in Salt Lake City. What that looks like, I don't know. We don't know. It's being kicked around at very high levels, and I think we'll see how the reporting comes out on that. Here's another thing. The team Smith Entertainment Group is getting is not a relocation and not an expansion. It's a new franchise, meaning that the Arizona Coyotes are leaving behind their name, history, and I guess the business operations, but I believe all those people are getting laid off probably. So the team that's coming to Utah is going to be completely separate. The Smith Entertainment Group, they're buying the players, the reserve list, the hockey operations, draft pick. They're buying all that from the previous Coyotes ownership, which is Alex Marullo, not from the league. So they're just taking the hockey operations group. They're going to probably implement them into their bigger business operations, which includes the Utah Jazz, Real Salt Lake, Utah Royals, things like that. Smith never met with Marullo. I thought that was interesting. He'll be meeting with the players in front office for the first time today. That probably already happened. The team is coming to Utah, not SLC, so Utah is not the home market, not one set definite city, which I think, to me, opens the door for the possibility that they could maybe eventually play outside of downtown Salt Lake City if things go south with an arena deal. That's how I'm interpreting that, but we'll see. Again, a lot of fun, and I think what's crazy about this story is the speed at which all this stuff came together. I think it was like it's actually pretty stunning looking at it in retrospect, like where we've come in the last month, even the last week. And here's the thing. I think there's still a lot of excitement to come this week. I think tomorrow there's going to be the press conference from the Delta Center. I'll probably do another episode reacting to that. So you guys are getting a lot of SLC Puck content this week. I don't know if I should, I'm just to set expectations. I don't know if I can do a podcast every day, but I think this is a big week, so we got to do it. So that'll happen. I think it's going to be a buzz over the weekend, and then Monday the conversation is going to heat up. There's also a couple other things that I think have been put on the back burner for now, very smartly by Ryan Smith and Ashley Smith and Smith Entertainment Group. For one, it's been reported that the team is not going to have a nickname this first season. They want to take their time getting the branding right, the branding correct. They want to get a good name, good colors, a good look that people can get behind. I think that's smart. I think, as I expressed in the last episode, I was concerned about the frantic nature of trying to brand a team this quickly. I thought that might go wrong, and I think Ryan Smith shared that sentiment. So for this first year, they're just going to play as Utah or just Utah Hockey Club. It has been reported, I think this was reported by DetroitHockey.net, that 5 applications were sent to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office for the new Utah NHL franchise on Tuesday. The name's up for trademark, and again, the reporting, the wording on this was very funny. They said, these were submitted anonymously, but we all know who submitted these trademarks. It was the same party submitted these trademarks. The names were Utah Blizzard, Utah Venom, Utah Fury, Utah HC, that's just Utah Hockey Club, and Utah Hockey Club, which is probably the name by which they'll be playing as next season. So we're looking at Blizzard, Venom, and Fury as, I think if you read that between the lines and the way it should be read, those are the three names that Smith Entertainment Group is strongly considering. If I had to pick my favorite out of those three, it would probably be Blizzard. I don't love any of those options. Venom doesn't do it for me. I think it sounds like a little too XFL. Fury as well. I mean, they're all. That's the problem with all three of those names. They all kind of sound like arena football names. So I don't know. More to come on that. We'll see how that goes. I hope it sounds like the plan is to really take their time to get a good name, to get a good look, something that everybody can be excited about. But for now, there's a lot of temporary measures, right? With the situation at the Delta Center is going to be pitched as being temporary. The team name just being Utah HC, Utah Hockey Club, is temporary. But once this thing gets really rocky, they're here for the long run. This is not just something that's a 1-year thing. This isn't something that's just going to be here for a couple of years. The hope and dream and goal of this is to be something that lasts indefinitely, hopefully forever, the same way that I think the Utah Jazz are always going to be a part of the community here. They have been for like the last 45 years. And I think that's the hope with this NHL team. And I hope everybody keeps that in mind. I know we live in like a culture that's like, we want everything done instantly. And I'm that way in so many ways. But the build into getting the NHL team really rocking and rolling is going to be a little bit of a slow roll to get to full strength, so to speak. But I think the pieces are all there. The deal is Ryan just saw an opportunity to get a team here. The situation in Phoenix was poor, was unfeasible, and I think he saw that and approached the NHL with a proposal that they liked and an out of a bad situation. And they took it, as they should. It was the right thing to do. And now we have the team, and it's the long game's on, and things aren't going to be perfect right off the bat. And it still is a crazy truncated schedule to the first drop of the puck. They've got about 5 months to get things set to where they can play, right? They've got to get sponsors in place, sell some tickets, get the arena modified the way it needs to be, give the team some kind of look, some kind of branding. But I mean, they've got 5 months. I think it was someone pointed out that last year the Coyotes, and we're just going to use the Coyotes for reference since that was the former team, and that's the team, so to speak, that we're getting, that the Coyotes had their first preseason game this last season on September 29th, which puts us at about 5 months, and I did the math on this. It was like 160-something days. That's going to go by really fast, so they've got a lot of work to do really quick. This has been done in the NHL, as I also discovered by doing some Twitter research. When the Atlanta Thrashers moved to Winnipeg to become the second iteration of the Winnipeg Jets, they accomplished that in about 4.5 months. But again, it's kind of a different situation. They knew what the team name was going to be. They were able to get a jersey together really quick, a look. The arena in Winnipeg was ready to go for NHL play. So a little bit of a different situation. They were more well equipped. And again, I'm not going to edit this. So, they were better equipped to, get ready to drop the puck in Winnipeg, and Salt Lake. They're going to do it. They're going to play, but it's not going to be the perfect experience right out of the gate. So be prepared for that. But still, I think there's a lot of things to be excited about. Like so many things to be excited about. I wanted to talk about how I think this is going to resonate throughout the whole state, because the plan seems to be to leverage this into getting a new arena and a new downtown revitalization for Salt Lake City. And this was a tweet that the mayor of Salt Lake City, Aaron Mendenhall, tweeted. This announcement is more than bringing an NHL team to Salt Lake City. It's a defining moment in our trajectory. I think she's right. And it goes on to say, becoming a defining moment in our trajectory, becoming a catalyst for a positive vision that integrates community, connection, and more possibilities for families, residents, and visitors to experience our capital city. I think that's true. And I think that stuff's going to happen crazy fast, especially if they think they can get the Olympics in 2034, which will be announced this summer, by the way. That will happen. I know that people are curious if we're going to go for 2030, 2034. I believe it's going to be 2034 because the 2028 Summer Olympics are in Los Angeles. And I think that the Olympic Committee doesn't want to have two American cities in back-to-back Olympics. So I think it's going to make more sense to have the 2030 games somewhere else and then go back to the United States, Salt Lake City, in 2034. So that's what I'm projecting. And again, you see all the construction that's happening right now in downtown Salt Lake City. It's going to be pedal to the metal from this point on. It's going to be insane to try to capitalize on Utah's growth, this moment, to get the arena ready. We'll see how that goes. We'll keep an eye on that in the news. We'll report that back to you here on SLC Puck. So lots to talk about. I've already been going for 20 minutes now. It looks like this is crazy, but it's a big day. It's a big day. So much happening. So many things. I did want to talk about one other thing though, because I think with all of our excitement, it's totally understandable. It's been a crazy, right now it's 7:30. It's been a crazy 6 hours. I think people are buzzing now. The news is official. But I think it makes sense on this episode here to talk about what happened in Arizona just yesterday. By the way, that was just yesterday that the Coyotes played their last game in Arizona after a 28-year run down there in the desert. They had their last game at the Mullets Center, whatever it's called, was a 5-2 victory over the Edmonton Oilers. But as I watched the game on TV just out of curiosity. By the way, hats off to the Salt Lake media who went out and covered the game. I thought that was really awesome to see. Knowing the media climate very well, the way I do, I think I mentioned my dad was a Desert News sports writer for 25 years. Getting media out on the road like that is hard to do, and it's not done often. So tip of the cap there to everybody at the Salt Lake Tribune, KSL Sports, all the other outlets who made it down there. That was really awesome to see. So kudos to them. But again, emotional scene. They showed a lot of shots of the fans. The commentators were clearly emotional in the way they knew it was coming. They knew this announcement was forthcoming. Again, this is not a well-kept secret, as Ryan Smith even admitted. But this was a portion from the game that I thought was amusing at the very least. I would show the video, but I'm worried I'm going to show you guys the Trader Joe's air fryer recipe again, so I'm not going to show you that. But here, we'll just play the audio here. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You remember that? Did you see this on Twitter? Yeah, that chant broke out a couple times at the Coyotes game. I'll tell you what I like about it before I get into my comment on this. I'll tell you what I like about it. I'm going to play it again. If you listen real close, you can hear AC/DC's Thunderstruck behind the chant. So it's actually musically pretty solid. It's going along with the beat. So here, let's listen. I'll shut up and let you listen. Right? I gotta say, as far as chants go, that's pretty good. I do kind of like that. I think that they kind of nailed that. Is it a silly message? Yes, but I think in terms of musical quality, it was excellent. That was a fantastic job. Everybody was in sync, in unison. I thought that was great. So, but again, it was silly. Since I've started this little project, I've had the opportunity to meet a few people who follow the Coyotes, who cover them, who are fans, and many of those people are watching this show on YouTube or listening to this podcast, and they've all been awesome. And so what I'm going to say might surprise you, but I truly do believe it, and I think it's something I want to say. We forgive you for the chant that was heard at the Coyotes game last night. We're fine. It's okay. Emotions were running high. I'm not upset about it. I think it's kind of funny. I think I'm going to try to pull that audio and maybe implement it into like just something that I do here, maybe on my soundboard, maybe the intro music. But I think something that, we haven't talked too much about here. I think a lot of the media did a great job covering this morning and last night. But for the folks down in Arizona, this is a really emotional thing. 28 years is a pretty long time to have something in your community. I'm going to be 32 this summer, so 28 years is almost my entire life. It sucks. I mean, I can't imagine how people around here would react if we lost the Jazz or, I mean, that's really the only equivalent. People would be devastated. And I think the jubilation that we're having here probably is being felt and it comes across as hurt, I guess. It's maybe a little painful to the folks down in Arizona. So I'm not saying we shouldn't be happy. We should definitely be happy. I think there's just something to say, though, just something to think about that a little bit, right? So, I just want to say, as someone who is unfortunately probably going to be thrust into being somewhat of an ambassador for hockey here, if this channel goes well, we'll see. But I just want to give a shout out to the folks out down there in Arizona that, hey, it was a tough break. I wish he had better ownership. Paul Bissonnette talked about it on TNT last night, TBS, whatever Turner network he was on. Ownership was bad. He said hockey's great down there. He hopes it comes back in a better way. And I hope that too, because so far my experiences with you guys have been nothing but positive. And so I just wanted to get that out there today, just while we're talking about all this excitement. There's another side of the coin there that I think should be talked about a little bit. So that's it. So, but anyway, yeah, this has been a day for the books here. I felt like it was necessary and important to hop in the studio here in my spacious, my luxurious, swanky offices here at slcpuck.com headquarters. Again, the website's up and running. I want to give a big shout out to my buddy Colton Van Tussenbrook who helped me get that going. He's been helping me out with some web stuff. Right now it's just on Substack right now, but I have the custom domain pointed all there. Hoping to do maybe a bigger thing eventually. Again, I'm on social media, mostly on Twitter right now, just because I don't have the capacity to run all the social media platforms by myself. So again, I'm trying to do this as much by myself as I can. I am looking forward to future episodes, though. I have a lot of good buddies who love hockey, who love sports media, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us to all get involved, and you'll get to know them soon. But for now, just comment, like, subscribe, follow, and again, bonus little treat for me, and maybe tell you what, I'll put this over it too. We'll have two little bits of music for you. Yeah, this kind of works. Okay. Cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you soon.